Hi everyone. So I hope my screen is visible. Can you please confirm?
It's visible.
Yes, sir. Sorry, yes, visible.
Okay, it's visible, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Hello, sir.
Hello, hi. Okay, hi everyone. So whenever you guys have any doubt, okay, you can put down in the chat. And also if you want to speak or you have any doubt, you can raise hand. Okay. Yeah, Mr. Sheikh, you have any doubt? Or
नहीं एक्चुअली डाउट नहीं है मेरा बस एक सजेशंस लेना था मेरे को
Sheikh, we will give all the suggestions after the class, okay?
ओके ओके
Yeah. Hi, Arun. Okay, so the best interior gateway protocol in the world is here, right? So if you have learn RIP, RIP, EIGRP, OSPF, ISIS, so this is the most popular protocol. And if you want to know some history about OSPF, okay, so let me share that also with you. Okay, so you can see here, guys, in 1987, OSPF working group formed. Okay, so you can see OSPF version 1, like it's under the RFC. What is RFC? It's a research paper, okay, under 1131. So it started in 1989, and after that, in OSPF version 2 in 1991. Okay, so it is still under the not deployment state, but in 1997, normally, like you can say that OSPF version 2 specifically updated, and this is the research paper which is called Request for Comment 2178. Okay, the guys who are going to join this OSPF BGP MPLS batch, so we will discuss the batch details. So, but I would prefer you to learn some OSPF. Okay, I'll share the course details also. So let's learn the OSPF first. Some at least basics. Okay, so whenever we talk about OSPF, okay, so what do you know about OSPF? Okay, so OSPF is a link state protocol, right? And if you talk about, there are some other protocols which are called distance vector protocols. Okay, so what is the difference between those sessions, those protocols? So let me tell you the basics. Okay, I hope you can see my screen now. Okay. So when it comes to OSPF, okay, so let's learn some basics of OSPF. Okay, so what is OSPF? It stands for Open Shortest Path First. Okay, and this protocol is also known as link state protocol. Link state protocol. Okay, so when it comes to Cisco, the AD value in Cisco devices, it is 110. Okay, and in OSPF we can have unlimited routers. Okay, so there is no limit. Okay, but in OSPF there is a concept of areas. Concept of areas. Okay, And OSPF, when we talk about OSPF, okay, so OSPF like maintain a table which is called link state database. Okay, OSPF has LSDB. What is LSDB? Which is called link state database table. Okay, link state database table. Okay, so link state means router is going to manage all the link states in the database table. So in OSPF, how many tables we have? First table is called the neighbor table. The second is known as your database table. Okay, and the third is known as your routing table. Okay, so I'm just giving you overview, guys. Don't worry if you feel like I'm rushing around, if I'm too fast or too slow, just put down in the chat. Okay. Okay, so OSPF is open shortest path first. Link state protocol, AD value 110. You can have unlimited routers. Okay, कोई limit नहीं है, आप unlimited routers लगा सकते हो. OSPF has a concept of areas. Okay, we will talk about why we have concept of areas in OSPF. And OSPF maintain a table which is called the link state database table. Okay, so this is similar thing. So sometimes we call this database table, and normally we can call this also LSDB. Okay, so as these sessions are in detail, so let me talk about one thing which is called link state packets. Okay, yeah, it uses two multicast addresses also. Okay, so the two multicast address it uses 224.0.0.0.5 and 224.0.0.6. And what is the difference we will learn also. So अभी के लिए मैं overview दे रहा हूँ सिर्फ. Okay, I'm just giving an overview right now. For this, we will go deep dive into OSPF also. So now you need to understand like OSPF, like when we connect two routers like router 1 and suppose we have another router 2. So when we activate OSPF, जैसे हम router पर OSPF activate करते हैं, once we activate OSPF on it, so R1 router will send one message which is called hello. Hello. Okay, so in OSPF, there is a message called hello, and the time for hello is 10 seconds. And there is a dead timer also, which is known as a 40 second. So when we say hello to this router 2, so router is also going to say hello. Okay, so when we say hello to each other, we become neighbor. Okay, so we are going to make the neighborship, we are going to form the neighborship. तो जैसे ही दोनों राउटर एक दूसरे को हेलो बोलेंगे, वैसे ही हमारा राउटर नेबरशिप बना लेगा. So once they send hello, they become the neighbors to each other. So once they send hello, so the next step is they are going to send one message which is called the DBD. Okay, DBD. So what is DBD? So DBD stand for database descriptor, or some people call this also database description. So what is DBD? Okay, it is like overview. Okay, तो ये क्या होता है? Overview होता है. Suppose R1 has many networks. Okay, R1 has maybe 10.0.0.0 network. R1 has maybe 15.0.0.0. R1 has 20.0. So R1 has three networks where R2 has 25.0.0.0, 30.0.0.0, and 35.0.0. So you can see in R1 table, R1 database table, it has 10, 15, 20, and on R2, we have 25, 30, 35, right? So what is DBD? So in DBD, we will share the summary of the database. Okay. So what is summary? This DBD is a summary of database. Summary. So what is summary? Summary means we will not send full database. We will not send the full database table. We will only send the summary, and router 1 summary, once R2 get it, तो जैसी R2 को मिलती है, okay, once the R2 gets our DBD packet, it will compare the summary with the database table, and it will see we do not have 10, 15, 20. So what is in the summary? So in the summary, it is telling you, or this router 2, that we have 10 network, okay, we have 20 network, we have 30 network, and this summary message will be compared in router 2 database table. Okay, so DBD packet will be going to check with R2. R2 will compare the summary in the database, and you can see these routes are not in the database table. So guys, can you see that R1 networks 10, 20, 30, they are not in the R2 database. So if R2 do not have these networks in their database, they are going to send another packet which is called LSR. Okay, what is LSR? Which stand for link state request. Okay, I'll share the full forms. Okay, what is hello? It is a normal packet to discover the neighbors. Okay, so I will explain these things. So just see what is going on. So LSR stand for link state request, and it is going to ask me, please send me 10 network, please send 20 network information, and please send 30 network information, because I do not have in my database table. Okay, let's repeat. So first we will send hello. So when we became the neighbor, so जैसे ही हम neighbor बनते हैं, once we become the neighbors, we are going to send the DBD packet with the 10 network, 20 network, 30 network, because we are going to send the summary of database table, and R2 is going to compare the database, and R2 found, okay, R2 has found that it do not have 10, 20 and 30. तो R2 को पता लग गया कि भाई 10, 20, 30 मेरे पास नहीं है. So we are going to send the link state request. Whatever networks you do not have in the database table, you are going to request them from the router. Okay. So I told you 10, 20, 10, 15, 20. Okay. So we will write 10, 15, 20. Sorry. So 10, 15, 20. Okay. So we are going to send 10, 15, 20, and we will compare, and we do not have 10, 15, 20 here. So we will send a link state request for 10, 15 and 20. Okay, got it? So when the LSR comes, जैसे router 1 को LSR मिलता है, once router 1 gets the LSR, we are going to send one message which is very important, LSU. Okay, so which stand for link state update. Okay, so link state update, and we are going to share all the information in this message that, okay, so here is the complete information about 10 network, 15 network and 20 network. So once we get a link state update, we are going to add these networks into my table. So we are going to add these network 10, 15 and 20. We are going to update in the database table. Okay, so we are going to update our database table, and then we will send the acknowledgement from this side, a link state acknowledgement. Okay, so let's repeat, guys. So what we are discussing here, so let me remove this. Okay, don't worry, I'm going to share you the notes. So as I told you, there are 5 type of messages or packets in OSPF: hello, DBD, LSR, LSU, LSAC. So whenever anything comes to LS means link state. Okay. So hello is to discover the neighbors. Okay. So hello क्या करता है? Discover the neighbor. It is used to get the neighbor detail. So DBD is like a summary message. The full form of DBD is a database description. Okay, somewhere in the books you will see database descriptor also. So database description, it contains the summary of a database table. Okay, this message, so DBD is not sending the full database, we are sending the summary of database. Okay, what is summary? So suppose, guys, like in your school days, or maybe even till now, if you read any book, Okay, if you read any book, so maybe one chapter has 50 pages, but after 50 pages, like there is a summary of a chapter. Okay, like we have learned these things in these chapter. So summary is just an overview of what you have learned so far. So summary is like this, like it is not a full detail of the database. It is like overview of the database table. So we are sending the summary information to R2. And when R2 get that information, so R2 is going to compare that with the database, and R2 found that we do not have 10, 15, 20. We are going to request that from router 1. So this LSR will go to R1, and then we will send the link state update 10, 15, 20. And when we got the update, we will update in the database table. तो जैसे ही मुझे अपडेट मिलता है, मैं अपने डेटाबेस टेबल में ऐड कर देता हूँ. Okay, once I add these table, so we will send the link state acknowledgement, which is the confirmation. Okay. Just hold on. I'm coming back. Yeah. Okay. So hello DBD, LSR, LSU, LSAC. So LSR stand for link state request. Okay. LSU stand for link state update. Okay. And LSAC stand for link state acknowledgement. Okay, remember the 3 types of tables we have in the OSPF. One is neighbor. Okay, second is database. Okay, and the third is routing. Okay, so in the neighbor table, what we have in neighbor table, list of all the directly connected. List of all directly connected neighbors. Okay, so we will have the list of all the neighbors. Okay, so R1 will have the R2 information, R2 will have the R1 information. Okay, and in the database table, so list of all the links, list of all the database, or you can say list of all the links information. Okay, and in the routing table, always remember guys, routing table always consists of the best path. Okay, so guys, you can ask me any questions if you have. So we are going to discuss. Yeah, Hans, what's your doubt?
Yeah, my question here is now when these two routers, R1 and R2, they are directly connected, they send hello messages. My question is, do they send these hello messages simultaneously, or which router sends it first? And what condition does a router
the
send
condition
the hello
is, so even if you do not activate R2 on OSPF, so whenever you activate OSPF on router 1, okay, R1 starts sending hello, but this router is not accepting hello. Because the router you activate OSPF first, that will start sending hello.
Okay.
Okay. So whenever I activate OSPF on this side, this router also receive the hello, and now it will send the hello also. So which router sends hello first? The router which you activate the OSPF first.
First, okay. And then the same with the database descriptor. Which router sends the summary?
No. We are going to see DBD. Okay. So DBD will actually be sent. So there is some election going on. We will discuss later on. Okay. So there is a master slave election here in DBD.
Okay. Then when you talk about for database, we talk about list of all the links. The links are like prefixes. Is that correct?
Yeah. So if R1 has maybe a lot of networks, so R1 is going to share the prefixes, okay, to R2, but we will not send complete information. We will not send the full information. We will just send the overview, and R2 is gonna check the database table. And when we do not have those path, so we are only going to request for the path which we do not have.
Okay.
Okay. And the another router R1 is going to send all the updates in this message, which is called LSU.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, Murthy.
I have understand till that LSU. So after that LSU, okay, when R2 receives all the routes, then it will be stored in the database table, right?
Yeah, correct.
So after that, what is that LSA acknowledge?
Acknowledge is just that we confirm that I got the LSU packet.
Okay, means R2 is sharing the information with the neighbor.
Yeah, R2 is saying we LSU, like whenever we send a link state update, we are going to give the confirmation we received the LSU. Okay, Muzamil. Okay, yeah, Muzamil, tell me.
No, I didn't.
Okay, you don't have question.
Yes.
Okay, okay. Actually, your hand was raised. Yes, Ankur Malhotra, any doubt?
Sir, what is the criteria to become a neighbor?
Yeah, that criteria we are going to check in hello parameters. That is again a half an hour discussion. Yes, Mohit Yadav. Hello, Mohit. Nasir.
So I have a question why OSPF is called a link state protocol.
Because it manages all the links. Means OSPF, when you activate OSPF, like it is going to activate the OSPF on the links. So wherever you activate OSPF, suppose this router has 4 links. Okay. So whenever you activate OSPF all the links, so this router is going to maintain a table which is called database table, and we will have all 4 links in the database table. Okay, we are going to manage all the state. What is the state of this link? Okay. Yes, Anand.
Just want to know in the link state acknowledge. So if the router R1 did not receive link state acknowledgement from R2, will it resend the LSU or it will not resend?
Yes, definitely it will resend the LSU. Okay, because see, even if this router, because they keep sharing the DBD packets till the time they are not fully converged. Okay, so there is a state, we are going to discuss states also very soon. So there are some states like init, two-way, X start, okay, exchange, loading, and full. So this full state means they have same identical database. So this full state means they have same database. Now this router and this router has the same database table. And when till the time they are not full, they keep sharing the DBD packets. They keep trying to become the full neighborship. Akash, any doubt? Akash Verma.
हेलो
Yes, Akash.
ये हेलो और डेट टाइम कैसे वर्क करते हैं
Hello और
हेलो डेट टाइम जो 10 और 40 सेकंड है
अच्छा अच्छा ठीक है बताते हैं. Okay, so let's go further. So we are going to learn these things in detail now. So guys, like we are going to obviously learn at least a 50 interview question of OSPF also in this batch. Okay, minimum 50, maybe it will go up to 100 also. Okay, so whatever the best questions in the industry it is asked. So first we will cover OSPF, and then we are going to check all the questions from the OSPF perspective. Okay, and then the same, like we will learn the BGP, and we will also going to cover the 50 to 100 interview question, which is maybe scenario based, maybe theory based. So we are going to cover all the interview questions which may asked, because I have 11 years of experience. So whatever, like you can also share. Okay, so if you are giving interviews, and if I'm going to share those things also. Okay, so there is no PDF I have made. So there is, so we are going to make together. Okay, so whatever, you guys can also come with the questions if you have given some interviews, and I am going to also share those things. Okay. Pushpendra, EIGRP is not oftenly asked. So whatever EIGRP I have covered, so just learn those things. Just if you are learning EIGRP, prepare AFD, AD concept. Okay, so just try to learn the stub part. So mostly people ask FD, AD, okay, stub, all these things. Okay, so let's check. Let me check if we have any basic lab today. Okay, so guys, we can use our labs also. Okay, so let me show you. Okay, so this is the lab access you are going to get. Okay, so under the routing part, like there are many OSPF labs. Okay, so you can see OSPF, OSPF summarization, OSPF stub, OSPF virtual link. Okay, so there are few other basic labs also, and there are many OSPF labs. Okay, but I'm going to, so you can practice these labs. There is a PDF lab guide you will be going to get, okay, for this OSPF and all. So, but I'm sharing you some activity, which is official activity. Okay, this is not my activity lab. This is on Packet Tracer, so that you get familiar with some concepts. Okay, so don't see why we are learning. This is CCNP, why we are on Packet Tracer. So do not just think in this way. So just try to think that we are going to complete this activity. Okay, so you can see there are 3-4 routers like R1, R2, R3. And so this is a scenario. Okay, so we are going to configure the OSPF version 2, and then we are going to verify the OSPF version 2. Okay, so this is very cool lab. So you can see R1, R2, R3. Okay, so we have 3 routers, and this router R2 is in area 0. Okay, we will also discuss why we have OSPF areas. कि OSPF में area क्यों होते हैं? Okay, this is very important part, why we have areas in OSPF. Okay, so those theory things we are going to cover. Okay, but just it's a basic lab. Even you have learned this so far in CCNA also. Okay, just a quick revision that how we are going to configure. Okay, so let's start. So configure OSPF version 2 on R1. Okay, so this is R1, and we are going to use the OSPF process ID 1, and the router ID we are going to use 1.1.1.1. Okay, So configure each network in OSPF version 2, assigning areas according to the addressing table. Okay, so we are going to configure OSPF. So these are the networks we have. So you can see R1 has 10 network, 10, 1, 2, 1 network. So these 3 networks we have. Okay, so R2 has 3 networks, R3 also have 3 networks. So we are going to configure now. Okay, so you can see we are going to understand LSAs type 2, type 3, type 4. So these are the things we are going to learn. So just hold on. Let me check. This is assessment lab. Yeah, this is assessment lab. Okay, so let's configure how you will configure OSPF. So why we are configuring OSPF first? So why we configure OSPF? So that this network, maybe we are able to communicate from one network to another network. Okay, so this is why we are going to configure, and the same lab you are going to get, you will also going to configure this. Okay, so this is the scenario. Okay, so we will go to configure OSPF version 2 on R1. So we will go to R1. Okay, under R1, we will run enable configure terminal. Okay, under the router OSPF, and which process ID? So this is the process ID 1 we have to take. So what is process ID? Okay, so whenever I run this OSPF 1, so it means the OSPF protocol is started. Okay, so let me show you. If you check if you are using Windows or any machine, like if you check your task manager, so these all softwares like Google Chrome, Packet Tracer, all are running in my laptop. So ये जितनी भी application चल रही हैं, all these applications are process, right? So they all are process for my laptop. So even this Packet Tracer is a process, and you can see there is a PID, which is known as process ID. Okay, so process ID is nothing, just every task in my laptop, every task in my computer, every task in my router. So they have a process ID. So process ID in OSPF, it is just that router is running some random process. So when I type router OSPF1, so OSPF is started on my router. So you can run this command, show process CPU. Okay. Show processes. So you can see under show processes, router is showing you that it is running a lot of backend operations like ARP, okay, like some IGMP, TCP/IP, HTTP, .1x. So these all are already configured, right? So you can see these are the things under the show process. And even so DHCP, some syslog. So all these are applications already working under my OSPF. So if anybody asks you explain OSPF process ID, so it is just a process ID. It is like I'm running a different task in OSPF. So if I type router OSPF1, router OSPF2, router OSPF3, so router is going to create 3 different OSPF instances. So if I check show IP protocol, so it is showing you OSPF1 is there, OSPF2 is there, OSPF3. So even on one router, you can run multiple OSPF. तो एक ही router पे आप multiple process भी चला सकते हो. Okay. But here I do not need. So I will remove these OSPF process. So I will only manage with my OSPF1. Okay, so under router OSPF now, I'm going to use process ID 1 and the router ID will be 1.1.1. Okay, so router ID will be router ID 1.1.1. Okay, so why we are giving this router ID? I will explain this thing also. So router 2 and router 3. So we will go to router 2. We will do the same thing. Okay, but you can see we should also configure each network in the OSPF version 2. So जो भी router के network हैं, whatever networks we have in the routing table, okay, show IP route. So you can see show IP route connected. So we have 3 networks and we need to add them into OSPF. So router OSPF1, router ID, and then we will say network. So what networks we have? 10.1.1.0. So you can check your directly connected network and we are going to advertise. So we are going to put the network command and then tell me what we use in OSPF if you have learned this in CCNA, wildcard mask. So if your subnet mask is 3 times 2550, so the wildcard will become 000255. And this 10 network we have in which area? We are going to add this. So you can see here in R1, so the 10 network under OSPF1. This is a table which is given here. So I will say area 1. So there is another network now 10.1.2.0. So we will say network 10.1.2.0.000.255 and this network, so 10.1.2.0, sorry. So 20. So this network I am going to add into which area? Area 1. Area 1. Right? Additionally, like we will go to like third network, which is like 192.168.10.2, which is my this network. Okay. So config T router OSPF1. Okay. So I'm going to 192.168. Okay. So 10.0. Okay. So you can see 10.0, but /30. So /30 means the subnet mask is 3 times 255.252 like this. So if you calculate the wildcard mask, how you will calculate? Okay, so कैसे calculate करोगे? So you will calculate just minus this from all 255 and you will get a 0003. Okay, so this is the wildcard mask for /30 and we will add this network into which area? So the 192 network is in area 0. So we will add area 0. So the same way you are going to configure for R2 and R3. So we'll go to R2. How? Show IP route connected. Okay, so these are my networks. I am going under router OSPF1. Router ID is 2.2.2.2. Very simple, right? And then I'm going to update network command 10.2.1.0. Okay, so the wildcard mask will be, this is /24. So the wildcard will be 00255 and area will be, so let's check 10.2.1.0. I think this is a backbone router. So R2, all my interfaces in R2 will be in area 0. So if R2 all interfaces are in area 0, this router will become backbone router. Okay, so just add your network commands. Okay, so you will use 0003 area 0 and then we will have the network ID 10.4. So can you see that here we have done subnetting. So 4 IPs is given this side and 4 IPs are this side. So one network ID broadcast IP and router has given 10.1 this side, 10.2 this side, like this. So we have another network which is 10.4. So this network and this network is different, guys. Okay, दोनों different है. So 10.4. So we have activated OSPF. Now the third router, enable config T. Okay, so router OSPF1, router ID will be 3333. Okay, and then we are going to check show IP route connected. So these are the networks we have 192.168.1.0, 0.00255, and the area will be, so 192.168.1 network will be under area 2. Okay, so we will say area 2. So we have two network, which is going to be in which network? तो ये जो 2 वाला network है हमारा, तो ये हमारा area 2 में. This is also in area 2. So the third network, which is 192.168.10.6. Okay, so it's written the network is 10.4. So we are going to 10.6 is the IP we need to give here network, and then we will use 0003 area 0. I think this is in area 0. Yes. Okay. So we have activated OSPF on all the networks. Okay. And then it is asking me from router 1, ping each of the following remote devices in area 0. So means we need to ping 1.2, 2.2. So we will ping these IPs. So from R1, we will ping 192.168.1.2, which is on this side. So we are going to ping 192.168.1.2, and we are able to ping. We will ping also 2.2. So that is also reachable. So means we are able to ping from this network to this network and to this one network. So मतलब हमारा पूरा communication हो रहा है. So everything is working. We can ping this 10.2.1.2, which is on this side, 10.2.1.2. So we can ping that also, ping 10.2.1.2, and we are able to reach that also. So means this lab is completely successful, and we are going to run these commands now. Okay, we are going to analyze these packets. Okay, if anyone has a question, so let me know. It is very basic OSPF, and if you are not able to understand, it means you have not properly learned this in CCNA. So anyone has a doubt, please you can ask me. किसी का कोई doubt है? Anyone? You can raise the hand. Hello. All clear? Yes, Jitesh.
Sir, actually, I don't know what is 192 on router 2, 192.168.10.4. Is it what is the network ID and all?
Network ID standard 4, dear.
Okay, network ID.
Okay, if you do subnetting, okay, so the first network will be 192.168.10.0,
Right.
10.1, 10.2, and 10.3. So this is my one network.
Right.
Okay, so the second network start from 192.168.1.4. So 192.168.1.5, 192.168.1.6, and 192.168.1.7. So this IP and this IP you can't use. So the usable IPs are 5 and 6,
Okay, I got it.
10.1. So I think probably we got 1 here, 2 here, and 5 and 6 we got this side.
Yeah.
Okay, you can see 10.6 we have given to router 3.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay. Yes, Amit Tiwari.
Sir, what is the area means we are using?
Okay, so what is area? Yeah, I'm going to explain this thing, area. Area is basically, okay, so let me tell you why we have areas, because this is very important question, why we have areas.
So today is my first class.
Okay, don't worry. CCNA में तो पता होगा ना एरिया क्या होते हैं. ओके, सुना है. ओके, नो इश्यूज. ठीक है, सुनाते हैं आपको एरियाज क्या होते हैं. Okay, so when we run any company, we have suppose Delhi branch, Mumbai, Dubai, okay, Singapore, okay, all the branch offices are connected. Okay, so all they are connected together, and now please be on mute, guys. So now these are very less routers, but understand, if you have a very big network with 1000 routers, so what will happen whenever my LAN network or any link goes down, the router is going to send the messages to all its neighbor. Okay, so these messages are called LSA. Okay, link state advertisement. These are these are small update packets, you can say. Okay, they all LSA falls under LSU. So LSU has many LSA. Okay, so you can consider these are all link state update. And when we have a very big network, in if one link goes down, all that information is going to 1000 routers. Tell me, is this a good thing or not? Yes. Amit, अगर एक जगह network down है, suppose in Delhi your network is down, but you are updating all the way to Singapore, Dubai, everywhere you are saying that my network is down. Is this a good thing? अगर भैया आपके दिल्ली में नेटवर्क डाउन हो गया है तो पूरी ब्रांच ऑफिसेज में जाके मैसेजेस डालोगे क्या?
नहीं सर.
Okay, so let me put my charger also. Okay, so that is the problem. That is called LSA flooding. So this is the reason. So this is the problem, first of all, LSA flooding. So what is LSA flooding? So whenever any branch or any router link goes down, we are going to send a lot of messages to all the routers, and these routers will send message to all their neighbors, all their neighbor. So we will have a lot of messages, and that is a problem because when we have too many messages, my router CPU will be high. Yes or no? So when we get a lot many packets, my router CPU will high. My router RAM will be high. Yes or no? Everyone say yes in the chat if you all agree. Somebody is saying no. Why? Obviously, if we get a lot of flooding, okay, if we get a lot of messages, my router CPU RAM will be high, right? And whenever my router CPU will be high, the speed of processing the packets, the speed will decrease, your performance will decrease, your network speed will decrease, there will be n number of issues. But when I'm going to divide this network into different areas, so I will say, so Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata, they will be part of one area. Okay. So maybe these two are in different areas. So we are going to add different areas. So these 4 routers will be in different area. So these will be in different area. So what will happen? So if the packet is going, if the flooding will happen, it will be going to flood in my area only. So we will not send the flooding messages. We will not send OSPF messages outside my area. Are you getting now? So this is how we can reduce the LSA flooding, but we cannot eliminate. Because of this LSA flooding, OSPF is working. Okay, LSA flooding की वजह से ही OSPF काम कर रहा है. You can't stop LSA. LSA is like update messages of. So tell me, without LSU, without update, routers gonna exchange information with each other? अगर हमने LSA ही रोक दिए, if we will stop LSU, the router will share information with each other? No. So we can reduce it, but we cannot eliminate it. So we can reduce by making groups. Okay, so just understand, if we will have maybe 1000 students, okay, so under one class or maybe under one seminar, so maybe if all have questions, they might not able to ask, okay, or maybe some problem. But if we divide this batch into 10 groups, okay, we will have 100 students every batch. So then it is easy for us to maintain. So the similar way, when the groups, when we have areas are like groups, we will send information to only with my area. So we will share information, we will send LSA update, we will send LSA. LSA is like LSU messages, link state update hi hote hain. We will discuss LSA. So these messages will be under my area only. They will not go further. Clear, everyone? Okay, another thing, like when we have OSPF, so remember OSPF has a same database. The another point why we have areas, like when we connect to OSPF, guys, so every router will have the same database. I will show you. This is the scenario we have done. Okay, so you can see here. So in this router 1, router 2, router 3, if I'm going to run one command, which is a show IP OSPF database, please focus here. Show IP OSPF database. Okay, we have to check the area 0 only. So this is router 1. Okay, here router 1 hai. Okay, let me open the router 2 also. Okay, let me run this command. Show IP OSPF database. This is router 2. And we will use the router 3 also. So all these are so router. So if you compare all 3 routers, okay, so just check all the routers. This is the main concept, guys. You might not learn this in CCNA also. Okay, so you can see this is a router 1. So this is router 1, and router 1 is saying we have 4 links. Okay, so there are different type of LSAs. One is called router LSA. This is a network LSA. This is a summary LSA. We are going to learn these things, but just check it out. So we have 4 links here. We have 4 links here. We have 4 links here. So we have 1 link here, 1 link here, 1 link here. Even check this number, which is called sequence number. The sequence number is same. You can check everything is same. Even this checksum value, I will explain this sequence number and checksum also. We will also learn this link count, age, advertisement, router link ID, everything we will learn. Okay, just right now, you are in beginning of the class. I just wanted to show you that all OSPF routers, if they are in same area, they have same database. They have same database. Yes or no? Everyone agree now? After looking at this, sabhi yes karenge is baat ko, right? So now if the database is same, now tell me guys, if I am going to put 1000 routers in one area, and what will happen if I'm going to put 1000 routers in one area? The database table will increase. The database size will be very big. Yes or no? If my database table is big, obviously the router is going to take a lot of time to check what is going on. Okay, so when my database table is in which memory, RAM. Okay, so whenever we have too much memory, router OSPF is going to take a lot of RAM. Because whenever my path goes down, okay, suppose these are 3 routers, whenever my link goes down, okay, maybe we have a link here also. So when this link goes down, the router is going to run this algorithm again, because OSPF works on one algorithm which is called SPF algorithm. Okay, so SPF algorithm, whenever anything changes in my OSPF, so whenever any link goes up, whenever any link goes down, router is going to run this algorithm which is called SPF algorithm. And SPF algorithm means they are going to check the database tables. They are going to check all the information with each other again and again. And when we have 1000 routers and when the database table is big, router is going to take a lot of memory when it runs the SPF algorithm. Okay, we are going to check what is SPF and all. Okay, तो क्या होगा अगर 1000 राउटर हमने लगा दिए तो हमारा डेटाबेस टेबल is very big, right? So if we have 1000 routers, the database table is very big and it is going to take a lot of RAM, because all the OSPF whenever you run OSPF, OSPF runs SPF algorithm. Okay, so which algorithm? SPF, it is also known as the Dijkstra algorithm. Okay, this is also known as the Dijkstra algorithm. Okay, this is the scientist who made SPF. Okay, so some people call this OSPF is made by Dijkstra. No, SPF algorithm made by Dijkstra. This is the scientist name, and OSPF made by John T. Moy. Okay, so this is the guy who made OSPF, but on the basis of SPF. Okay. So now if I talk about if we have very big table and OSPF is going to take a lot of calculations, OSPF has to do a lot of calculation. And when we have to do a lot of calculation, the CPU, RAM, everything will be on higher. Again, there is a problem, right? When we have a big database, again, that is a problem. So when we divide the OSPF into areas, the database table will also be smaller. Yes or no? अगर हमारा डेटाबेस टेबल छोटा होगा तो हमारा राउटर बेटर काम करेगा, राइट? So when the database table is smaller, the router is not going to have high RAM and high CPU. So the areas, if anybody asks you in interview why we have OSPF areas, okay, you can't say, okay, we have areas like that. Okay, so there is a technical answer. The first is to reduce LSA flooding. Okay, चाहे आप कितने भी बड़े इंजीनियर हैं, यही आंसर है, to reduce LSA flooding, and the another is to reduce the database table size, to reduce the LSDB size. Okay, Vijay, please check your question again. I think you are asking wrong question. Okay, so if you ask me, like, sir, Atul, like, how many routers we should have in one area? So there is no such a hard rule that you should have 50, 100 or 200 routers. But Cisco is recommending that you should have around 50 to 60 routers per area max. So ये recommendation है. This is recommendation. This is not hard and fast rule. You can have 100 also. But the problem with 100 routers, the more routers you have in area, the more database size will you have. Yes, Nehal. It depends on the company if they have network designers. No, Rajesh, area doesn't mean city to city. Okay, so why we have areas? To reduce LSA flooding, to reduce link state database size. Okay, so we are going to run these commands. So show IP OSPF database, and I don't know like if this command runs. Show IP OSPF interface. Yeah, it is showing me. Okay, so very important thing, guys. Okay, so whenever I run this command on router 1, okay, which command? Show IP OSPF interface. So you can see whenever I'm going to activate OSPF, so what we have given network commands. So हमने क्या किया है? We have given the network commands, and automatically router is activated the OSPF on that particular interface. So whatever network commands you have given, so if you check show running config, so you can see we have given 3 network commands, and if you check, these 3 networks are on which interfaces. So if you check show IP route connected, so they are on my GIG00, GIG0/1, and serial 0/0. So we have given these commands in the network command, right? So we have given our networks into OSPF, And when you run this show IP OSPF interface, you will see the first interface G serial 000, which is matching, GI00, which is again matching, right? And also the third one, GIG0/1. So in a short, so we are actually, whenever we give network command, guys, it means we have activated OSPF on the interface. It means whenever I give network command, OSPF is going to activate on all three interface, and whenever I activate, we will start sending hello in those interfaces. तो जैसे ही आप OSPF command चला देते हो, whenever you run this OSPF, the router starts sending hello messages on all the interfaces. So हमारा hello packet जाने लग गया है. We are sending hello packet on these all three interfaces, and this is how you are becoming neighbor with all these interfaces. Okay, so tell me, guys, if I have router 1, okay, so if I am going to randomly put the network, like maybe 192.168.66.0, okay, under area 1. So tell me, if I'm going to randomly put network commands which are not in my network, so tell me these networks will go to another router. क्या ये नेटवर्क हमारे दूसरे राउटर पे जाएंगे? Okay, I'm not talking about neighborship. I'm just saying these networks are not present in my router. But if I'm going to add these commands under network command, so will the router 2 will receive these routes? Yes, tell me. Yeah, average one is saying yes. Most of them. मैं दोबारा पूछ रहा हूं, ये नेटवर्क हमारे नेटवर्क में है ही नहीं है. We do not have these networks into my router. So if I'm going to type network command, so the router is going to send these updates to router 2, yes or no? Okay, so those who are saying yes, I just wanted to ask. So if you check show IP route connected, so do we have these three networks in my routing table? Do we have these networks under my router interfaces? Yes, Krishna Annaparthi. Tell me, do we have these networks under my router interfaces? No. So when we do not have, they will not go, because this network command. So whenever we talk about, ये भी interview में पूछा जा सकता है, this is kind of an interview question, that what network command do in OSPF? What is the use of network command? So maybe some of you will say network command means that I will send my network to another router. This is 90% students say this thing. So now I'm telling you, I'm making you wrong here. So now I'm giving you network command here. Here I'm giving network command. So these routes will go to router 2? If your answer is network command send routes to one router to another, so will these routes will go to router 2? No, right? So let me show you. Okay, let me check on R2. And if I'm going to check show IP route, OSPF, so we do not have these networks which I created 66, 67. We do not have. So long story short, right? So you can see we are not sending the network. It means the network command is not to share the information with one router to another. तो नेटवर्क कमांड का मतलब ये होता ही नहीं है जो अभी तक हमने पढ़ा था, और मे बी यू गाइज हैव लर्न दिस इन CCNA दैट नेटवर्क कमांड मींस sending my information to another network. So basically this network command means find these networks in my routing table and activate OSPF on the correct interfaces. This is the actual meaning of network command. Means find these networks into my routing table. Okay, and if we have these networks, activate OSPF on the interfaces. And when we activate OSPF on these interfaces, start sending hello messages on those interfaces. Is this clear, everyone? समझ आया नेटवर्क कमांड का मतलब? Got it now? Okay, so that was the basic knowledge you should have, because whenever you give good interviews like in tag profiles, or maybe when you are applying for very good companies, they are going to ask very simple question, that what is the use of network command. Okay, so what is the database table. Okay, so maybe your answer is not actually with full understanding. This is why we fail. And even you feel that I have answered properly, this is what my trainer has taught me, but still I'm not able to make it. That is the problem, because they need proper clarity. Okay, just understand, before this session, if somebody used to ask you why we have OSPF areas, तो आधे लोगों ने गलत ही बोलना था. Okay, mostly those who do not have the proper knowledge, they must be saying these words. We have areas. We have areas so that we will manage the OSPF properly. But how we will manage the OSPF properly? Okay, maybe someone will say, okay, so we have areas because we have unlimited routers in OSPF. Okay, can you see this? These are not proper answer. It definitely you are going to fail the interview. Okay, if you are saying something in interview, it doesn't mean you are correct. Okay, so the technical answer to this is stop LSA flooding. The another is reduce the LSDB size, reduce link state database table. What is the use of network command? Okay, so what is the use of network command? Yes, so this is, I am pointing this question as a #1 interview question for OSPF. This is a #2 interview question on OSPF. Why we have network command? What is the use of network command? So the answer should be network command. Find those networks into my routing table and the corresponding interfaces. Like we are going to activate OSPF on the corresponding interfaces. Whatever network command I am going to give, so that network command will be matched into the routing table, and we are going to find the corresponding interfaces. And on those corresponding interfaces, we are going to activate the OSPF. Clear, everyone? Yes. Yes, Hans. Any doubt?
Okay, thank you. I have a question based on the routers and their interfaces. To talking about where to place how do they call it? If the route, if it should be placed on a particular area. For example, when we look at router 1, we look at the interface that connects to routers. When we look at area 1, we look at the interface that connects to area 0. So I want to make sure that this router on R1 is actually in, is it in area 1 or area 0?
Okay, okay, got your question. I'll explain. I will explain.
Because sometimes you have some like these border routers and stuff like that. So I want to know the areas where.
Yeah, don't worry. I will
located.
explain. I will explain. Okay. Yes, Krishna.
Yeah, sir. Network command means in order to implement those network IDs in the interfaces, right?
So network command means if we have these networks into my routing table, if these are directly connected to me, I am going to find these. Whenever we give network command, we will find these with routing table, right? Router is going to do automatically, and it is going to activate the OSPF on the correct interfaces.
अच्छा, okay.
मतलब network command का मतलब है exactly, indirectly it is saying you to activate the OSPF on correct interfaces. This is the meaning of network command.
If they are only directly connected, otherwise there is no use that of network command, right?
Yeah, these networks we do not have, right? And I have shown you practically, if we give this network command, they are not going to router 2, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay, good. Yes, Uma Shankar.
Sir, what is the use of link ID?
This database table.
You are using link ID ना, हर एक इसमें आप link ID एक use
router
करो।
ID, router ID.
Oh sorry, router ID, तो इसका use क्या?
Yeah. हाँ, मैं बताता हूँ. Okay, so what is the use of router ID? Because whenever we send, okay, so it is to to do not have like OSPF loops, you can say. Like if I type show IP OSPF neighbor, so you can see I'm getting updates from router 2, router 9, router 5 like this. Okay. So whenever we send, like in OSPF, if my two routers have same router ID, they are not going to become neighbor. If I'm going to have same router ID on 1111, on R2 also, if my router ID is 111, so they are not going to become neighbor. They will not become neighbor because they feel like this packet, what I have sent you, the packet is coming from my OSPF information also. Because we will send a lot of information because you have 5 types of packet, hello, DBD. Okay. So whenever you send any packet, you make sure you are sending to your neighbors. You are not sending to yourself. Because if you put 1.1.1, the message will go with the sender ID 1.1. And if you are sending to the same IP, it means you are sending the message to yourself. Okay, so router ID is basically in OSPF, it is like a loop prevention mechanism. Okay, so what is the use of router ID in OSPF? Yes. So let me show you. So there is a Cisco document. This is called duplicate router ID with OSPF. Okay, so troubleshooting duplicate router ID. Okay, so you can see here troubleshooting duplicate router ID. So when we have same router ID on two routers, okay, because we send information and you can see in the database table, we will have the same router ID. Okay, so whenever we have same router ID, they are going to pretend it is like it's a loop right now in my network. And this is why it is not going to accept the messages. Okay, so it's like a router ID is like a loop prevention mechanism. OSPF router ID is like loop prevention, kind of. Okay, how OSPF avoids loop. If you check how OSPF avoids loop, so OSPF uses the information advertised in LSA and the Dirichta algorithm to calculate the topology. Okay, and then uses the topology information to prevent loops. So in short, it is using router ID also to avoid the loops. Okay, because everything we are going to update in the database table. So what is the difference between router ID and process ID? Process ID, I have already explained that whenever you activate OSPF, जब भी आप OSPF को activate करते हैं, whenever you activate OSPF, so it is going to become a process. Like in my laptop, we have a lot of process. The same way, you will have OSPF process. Okay, so this is not going to show you. Let me show you in my lab here, because some commands do not run on packet tracer. Okay, so let me turn on the router here. Okay, so okay, so you can see here, this is my one router, which is like Delhi router. Okay, I'm going to run the OSPF command here, guys. Please check router OSPF1. And when I enter this, you can run show processes CPU, and I'm going to type include OSPF. So show me the process which is on with the name of OSPF. So you can see OSPF, right? So if I type, is there any process of hello? Okay, so you can see show processes CPU, include OSPF, or just type the complete OSPF. So you can see whenever I run this command show process CPU include OSPF, the router CPU is showing me OSPF. There is a process. The process ID is like 192. Okay, but here you have given OSPF 1. It is like an instance. You can create multiple instances. Like if I type router OSPF 2, the router is going to show you like 2 process IDs. If I am going to create another router OSPF 3, so the router process will show you another processes. Can you see this? So it means for router, this is a different program, this is different program, and this is a different program. So if I activate OSPF, suppose I have a loopback here for testing. Okay. So I have one interface and I'm going to activate the OSPF on this network 1.1.1.0.0.0.0.255 area 0. So whenever I give this, okay, so now OSPF process will show you something more. It started showing you hello process also, because I have activated the OSPF on one interface, because I made a loopback and I activated the OSPF on it. तो हमने क्या करा, एक loopback बनाया और उसके ऊपर OSPF चला दिया, तो हमारा hello packet भी जाने लग गया. Because I told you router do not send this information. Network command means router is going to activate the OSPF on the correct interfaces. Okay, so this is the basic I am showing you all, because these are very important. Okay, so maybe some concepts are missing right now, but slowly, gradually, you will be going to learn a lot of OSPF. Okay, we are going to spend a lot of time on OSPF. Okay, so guys, let's take 5 minutes break. Okay, like I'll be coming back at 10 p.m. now. Okay, so just have a small break. Hello, I'm back. Okay, so guys, there is someone like we are going to discuss also a few more things. Okay, so I have started my labs here. Okay, so yeah. So you can understand this topology, or we can have multi-area also. Just hold on. Okay, so this is better one. Okay, so you can see this is area 0 and this is area 1. So before we should understand the area concept, okay? So this is very basic thing. Maybe you already know this, but still it is better to learn. So whenever we are going to configure this router and we are going to put this interface in area 0, so you should not put this in different area. So router port facing each other should be in same area. Okay, so you can see if I'm putting this side area 0, so this should be also area 0. If I'm putting this one another router here, if this is also area 0, so this side also will be area 0. If I'm going to put this router maybe in area 1, so this interface side will be area 1 also. So if I have one another area, so this side also be area 1. This is also area 1. We can't put this in area 2 because there is no area 0 between area 1 and 2. So we should always have area 0 between, then only we can connect with area. So different areas cannot communicate with each other. They should only communicate with the area 0. So when the area 0 is in the mid. So when these routers I'm going to put in area 2, this side also area 2, then you will be able to communicate from this router to this because it is going via area 0. So you can see area 0 is in the mid, right? It is like a transit area. मतलब ये बीच में आ रहा है तो ये communication होगा. So understand this is the scenario. Okay, and another thing, let's take one more basic scenario. So if you have a network like this, okay, so all these three routers are in area 0. Okay, all these three routers are in area 0, area 0. So you will put all the network commands in area 0. Okay, so let's call this area 0. Okay, so this is area 0. So when we have routers, maybe we have different routers, they are also connected with each other. Okay, so they all are in area 1. So you will add all them into area 1. So maybe you have few more routers. So they are in area 2. So you will put all the network commands in area 2. Okay. But if you want to connect area 1 devices with area 2, you have to have one connection with this router. Okay. And this router connection with any of these routers. But now you have two options. अब आपके पास दो option है. Okay, either you can put this in area 0. Okay, you can put this in area 0. So in this case, when we put this side and this side area 0, so this router will become my area border router. Okay, because this router, which is who is ABR? ABR stand for area border router. Area border router, which will be going to participate in multiple areas. Okay, so you can see this is area 1, this is 1. Here we have 0. Okay, so this is ABR. And now in this case, I'm not going to add them in 0. I'm going to put this in area 2. This is also 2. So in this case, this router become my ABR. So the router which participates in different areas, multi-area with the area 0, that is known as area border router. So if I am going to add this in area 1 and this one, so who will be my ABR? So this router will be my ABR in this case. Okay, so the router which participates in multi-area, that is area border router. Okay, but there are multiple options to connect these areas. तो आपके पास option बहुत हैं, but आपको करना कैसे ये matter करता है. Okay, so you can see here, this is a topology. So this is the topology I do have. So now we can do this lab in multiple ways. Okay, so the first way is like you can add this side area 2, this side also area 2. Okay, so we can add this side area 1, like this side of interface in area 1 and this side also area 1. So when we do like this, so Delhi and Hyderabad, so we are going to add these interfaces in area 0. Yeah, so if I'm going to add them into area 0, so this router will become area border router. Okay, so that is the concept. So if I'm going to add this in area 0, this side also area 0, so there will be no ABR because all this side is in area 0 till here. But if this area is area 2, so in this case, this will be ABR. Okay. So let's understand few more thing OSPF design. So let's understand few more images. Okay, so let me know guys if you know this. ठीक है, तो इसको एक बार ध्यान से देखना. Okay, the image resolution is not good, I think. I hope it is visible. Okay, if it is not, I'll tell you. Okay, the image resolution is not good, but still you can see this area is area 0. Okay, so this side area 1, this is area 2. So who is my ABR? But the problem is this is area 0, this is area 1, this is area 2. So this is not possible in OSPF. There is a concept of virtual link, which we will understand on later stage. But here you can see we can't connect right now without this virtual link and all. So let's do this virtual link later on, but understand the basic OSPF. Yeah, so this image is better. So now you can see this is like a corporate design. Okay, so area 120. Okay, maybe this is your Delhi network. This is your Mumbai, this Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, Dubai, Singapore, US. So all these locations are connected with the data center. And because all the locations are connected with the data center, and you can place your data center into area 0. मतलब जहां पर सारी चीजें कनेक्ट हो रही है ना, okay, so that you can put that in area 0 because area 0 is also known as backbone. Okay, so backbone is like a centralized location where you can connect all your locations together. Okay. So you can see we have multiple ABRs like this router. So what's so router you put in different area, that routers will be called area border routers. Okay, so in OSPF, there is ASBR also. Okay, so we have ABR and ASBR. Okay, if you see this image, so you can see here. So this router is area 1. This side area 1, this side also 1, this side 0, this is 0, this is 0, this is 0, this is 2, this is 2. Okay, opposite side will be same. So you can see in this case, the router is participating in 0 and 1. This will be area border router. So this area border router, this is 0, this is 2, this side, this is area border router. But here we have configured OSPF, but on another side, maybe you have a default route. Okay, maybe you have a default route, maybe you are running some different protocol. So whenever you run any protocol with OSPF, that is called ASBR. So ASBR stand for Autonomous System Boundary Router. Okay, so Autonomous System Boundary Router, when your router participate in OSPF with any different protocol, OSPF with different protocol is known as ASBR. Okay. So these are the basic concepts. Okay, so I just wanted to discuss one more thing. Okay, in a more elaborative way, because we discussed how many types of messages we send and all, right? So let me show you in more detail what is going inside the routers. This is like next level of OSPF now. So now you can see one image with some. Okay, so there are two routers. Okay. So whenever you say OSPF, in one side you send hello. Okay, the another side also say hello, and it also confirm I heard 10.1.1.6. Okay, so then this router 10.1.1.6 will send a database description, and in this, you can see 10.1.1.4 is sending a lot of LSA. So you can see 10.1.1, 10.1.2, 10.1.3, 10.1.4, 4, 5. So these are called router LSA, which we are sending in the database description. Can you see this? 10.1.1.1, 10.1.1.2, 10.1.1.3. So the router is updating the information with another router with some sequence number. Okay, so this is a sequence number. Whenever any network gets update, तो जब भी कोई 10.1.1.1 के लिए नया update आएगा, whenever you get any new update for this 10.1.1.1, this will increase by 1. Okay, suppose you have a router here. So whenever you get any update for 10.1.1.1, okay, so suppose the link is updated. Okay, so the router will send the sequence number 1. Suppose you change the subnet mask or the link is down. So whenever any changes happen on this network, so the router is going to send the new sequence number. तो ये एक एक नंबर बढ़ता रहता है. Okay, this number will keep increasing by 1 whenever there is a change. Okay, suppose for 10.1.1.1, okay, we have a network here 10.1.1. So we sent this to 10.1.1.6 with a sequence number. It start from this number 800000001. So this will be my first update. So if I do any changes on this router or any network, so the router is going to send me the new number 8000002. Okay, and router is going to check the sequence number, and now this is old, so router will accept this and update in the table, it will become 2. So whenever you do any changes, it will keep increasing 4, 5, 7, 10, 50 like this. Okay, and it is going to compare, the router is going to only accept this update when the sequence number is not same. So if you have less sequence number, agar idhar 4 hai, suppose you have 4 and here you have 3, So for router, this is a new update, it will update. But if you are getting the same sequence number, router will not accept this LSA. Okay, so you can see we are getting a sequence number and we are saying to this router, please compare your database and the sequence number also. So this is the new thing I'm telling you right now. तो जब हम पहले डिस्कस कर रहे थे, so we were discussing only the networks, but now I'm telling you with the networks, it is also comparing the sequence number. It is also checking the link IDs. So whatever link IDs, link information we have. Okay. So this router is also going to, so you can see sequence number updated by X plus 1. So whatever sequence number you got, it is going to add one more sequence number. So whenever any new update comes, तो जब भी कोई नया अपडेट आता है तो सीक्वेंस नंबर एक नंबर से बढ़ जाता है. So whenever any new update comes, the sequence number will increase by 1. Okay. So the whole process goes like this. Okay. So when we have similar, so you can see, so when we do not have the information, the router is going to send me the link state request for 10.11, 10.12, 10.13, 10.14. So whatever routes we do not have, and then the router is sending you the correct information with the updated sequence number, and you are going to update the information. This is how it works. Okay, guys. Yeah. So this is all about OSPF. Okay, and so as this is just a beginning, I want you to revise. Okay, what I recommend, guys, if you want to do good in OSPF and all, so definitely those who have not joined, they can start with this OSPF BGP MPLS batch. Okay, so okay, this is just about the course now. So those who already know about the course, they can leave for the day. Okay. So like we started, this is a module which we are covering in RC. Okay. So EAGRP topic we have already covered. Okay. But maybe if you do not want to cover EAGRP, okay. So, or even if you want to cover, okay, we will be going to cover EAGRP next batch, but you can start with OSPF. Okay. So if you take admission kind of, so you can start with OSPF now. Okay, we will after OSPF, we will learn BGP, and after BGP, we are going to learn about the MPLS thing. Okay, like this. So this is the whole, and it is going to take like, if I talk about 15 to 20 hours, we are going to spend here. Okay, like 6 to 7 classes. Okay, and BGP will take around 10 classes, or maybe more than that. Like 15 hours here, 20 plus hours here, and MPLS we are going to spend also 8 to 10 hours also, or maybe 6 to 8. Okay, so the still the 40 hours of classes, like 35 to 40 hours of classes is pending. So if your primary focus to cover OSPF BGP MPLS, so you can connect with the team and enroll for this. Okay, and if you want to cover EAGRP in later in next batch, so you can learn OSPF BGP MPLS and learn EAGRP in the next batch. Okay, so this is how you are going to learn. So anything, any doubts you have, guys, you can ask. Don't worry, because the session is going live also. So we are going to upload the video from there. Narayan, which video is deleted? I don't remember. Okay, so VPN, yes, guys, MPLS, when you will learn MPLS, I'm going to teach you two VPNs. One is called GRE and we are also going to discuss DMVPN. Okay, so MPLS is also a VPN. So yes, we are going to learn MPLS VPN, which is known as L3 VPN. We are going to learn GRE, and we are also going to see the DMVPN configuration. So yes, guys, do you have any question? You can ask me one by one.
Hello, good morning, good evening, sir.
हाँ जी, शकील, tell me.
सर आईडी से रिलेटेड पूछना था सर। आईडी अपडेट किया था सर, उसमें मतलब ज्वाइन नहीं कर पा रहा था सर उसमें।
मीन्स Zoom ID?
जी सर। सर 1 घंटा कंटिन्यू वेट किया था सर, होस्ट वेटिंग वेटिंग लिख रहा था सर।
Maybe you connected to wrong ID. Guys, कुछ इशू आया क्या आज क्लास ज्वाइन करने में? Yes, तेजेंद्र.
Yes, sir.
नो सर।
नहीं सर, नहीं
यस सर, एक्चुअली आया था इश्यू, दोबारा से वो रजिस्ट्रेशन करनी पड़ी है तब जाके लॉगिन हुआ है मेरे को।
आज I think so it's like a public session today, okay, because we are starting OSPF BGP MPLS batch. So registration करना था, शायद वो नहीं कर रहे होंगे आप में भी. Okay, let's discuss this later on. Okay, let's another question, guys.
Atul sir, I am Krishna sir.
Yeah, Krishna.
Sir, recently I attended interview, sir. Interviewer asked me, there are 3 routers, sir. Router 1, router 2, and router 3. And for router 1, one host is connected. Router 3 is one host is connected.
Okay.
And host address is 192.168.3.2. And same that host, another host also same address, sir. And he asked me whether it will be ping or not, sir.
Yes, you will do NAT here. If you do NAT here, the router is going to convert into this router IP, right?
Yeah, at the WAN port, right? WAN.
Yeah, WAN port, because you will do NAT here, and this IP will convert into maybe 1.1.1, and this IP may be convert in 2.2. So yes, they will ping each other, but this computer will not talk to each other. Okay, means you can't put private IP, means they will not ping basically, because when you ping from this computer, it will ping his own IP. It will not go further. Are you getting?
Okay.
See, your computer IP is 192.168.3.2. So the interviewer asked you to have the means it is asking you that we can have this, or it is asking you to ping from this to this.
Yeah, he asked we can ping from host 1 to host 2.
No.
We can ping or not. He asked that.
No, no.
Maybe duplication will be there, right? I think that will not.
Obviously, if you ping, just tell me, guys, if you ping your own IP, so computer will always reply. Even you break this cable, still router is going to show you the ping is coming from 3.2. Right? So whenever you ping your own IP, so obviously you are going to respond. You will get a respond back from your computer only. So maybe he asked you in this way, can we have this LAN network and this LAN network? Krishna?
Yeah. Just he asked.
Maybe he asked you, can we have this 3 network and 3 network this side? If yes, that is possible, because we will have NAT on this side, maybe. And but if it is asking you to ping, so it will not ping.
He asked me whether it is ping or not, and whether they can communicate or not. If we can communicate, how we can communicate?
No, we can't with the same IP. We can't.
Okay. And I have doubt in ICMP, sir. Can you tell me the concept of ICMP, sir? Ping
sure,
and
tell me. Ask me which ICMP question.
And I know the basics of trace route and ping, sir. But in the depth, I don't know, sir. The error codes is there, right, in ICMP.
So basically, just understand the basic one. So whenever you ping from computer A to computer B, okay. So whenever you ping computer A to computer B, so the message which is going to computer B, that is called echo messages. And the type, there is a type code which is called type 0. Okay, whenever we send ping, that message is called echo, which is or known as type 0. And when the computer B replies you, that is called echo reply. And the type code is, guys,
8.
let me tell, type code is 8.
8. Yeah.
So what else you want to know in ICMP?
Sir, but I don't know that remaining one, sir. What is 5, 4, and actually what is ICMP exactly? I don't know. But
So it's a protocol. It's a protocol, and there is a code IDs. Like whenever there is a message, like you can read this. Let me check. Yeah, so you can check on the Juniper website. There is a good document, so you can see ICMP type and code IDs. So whenever we get reply, this is like echo reply. Okay, so I did one mistake, guys. To send echo message, it is 8. Okay, this is 8, and echo reply is 0. Okay, so you can see echo reply is 0 and echo message is 8. And whenever we get any destination host unreachable, that ICMP type is 3. Can you see this? So when we get any time exceeded number, that is like 11. Like 11 is the type code. Okay, so these are, whenever you do trace route, the type code 30 will help you to go further. Okay, so and these are a destination unreachable ICMP type. Okay, so you can see under this type 3, so you can see destination unreachable. What is the ICMP type? Yes, can you see this? What is the type? 3. Under a type 3, there are more messages. Like under type 3, there are few more messages. Like type 3, but destination unreachable code is 0, then the net is unreachable. So when the host is unreachable, the device is not reachable, the type code is 1. When the protocol is not reachable, the type code is 2. Can you see that? When the port is not reachable, means maybe you are checking any port number specifically. So that is type code 3, but the error unreachable code is 3. See, we can't remember all this. Okay, just if you learn some basics like echo reply, echo. Okay, if you learn about trace route, that is enough to crack interview.
Yeah, yes, sir. He asked only source punch is asked, and echo request and echo reply error codes is asked. Just that's it, sir.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, thank you, Atul.
Okay, okay. Yes, any other question, guys?
Sir, actually, today is my first class. So,
welcome.
So, sir, which software we use for that lab?
See, we use our lab access, which you will be going to get soon. I think maybe you got it already, or maybe you will get by tomorrow. Okay. So if you do not get, just go to the Learn website. Okay. So just go to this website, learn.nwkings, and there is a support button. Okay.
Okay.
So you can raise a ticket from here if you get any issue regarding the lab, or maybe if you get an issue regarding your login, reset, anything. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other question, guys?
हेलो
Yeah.
हाँ सर, मैं आज मुझे बहुत प्रॉब्लम हुआ है लॉगिन करने में, और ये कह रहा हूँ मैं सर, कोई व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप है क्या? एक्चुअली मैसेज भी मेरा अनम्यूट हो गया था, कोई मैसेज ही नहीं जा पा रहा था, ना वॉइसेस जा रही थी कुछ।
Actually, Om, आज ना registration on था. Maybe that is the reason.
Sir, Atul sir, why
Yes.
in a router ID concept is there in only OSPF routing protocol? We are using other protocols, right? BGP, RIP, all this. There is
Yeah,
no
so in
router ID concept.
EAGRP, router ID do not matter because it works on FDAD concept.
Remaining, what about remaining protocols like BGP, RIP, sir? There is no
Yeah,
router,
BGP
routing
has
ID,
a router ID, but they do not send router ID in their in their parameters. Okay, so when we send a hello packet in OSPF, I will show you those packet details. So when we send a hello, in the hello message, we send our router ID. Okay, like
Yeah,
my
yes.
router ID is 111, and the router will also so I told you, when we send hello to each other, then only we become neighbors, right?
Yes, sir.
So, but when we are
States.
sending hello from both sides with same router ID, they will not become neighbors. But in the case of a RIP, there is no hello concept, right? And in the case of EIGRP, we never send our router ID in the hello packet. Okay, so one interview question, guys. What is the difference between distance vector and link state? Okay, anyone can explain me this?
Yeah, yes,
Distance
sir. I
vector.
will. Shall I
Yeah,
explain,
tell
sir?
me. Yeah, tell me.
Distance vector means direction. The number of opcons based upon handover packet, that is distance vector. Link state means port. State means a state of the port. And that is link means ports, port Atul. State means advertise what state, whether it is on state or off state of the port. It can stand advertisement or not.
Okay. Any other guys? Any other? कोई बताएगा मुझे what is the distance vector and link state difference? Okay, so let's not waste time. So basically, distance vector and link state, they are completely different. So if you ask me why, so the best answer is, like, distance vector routers, they are completely dependent on their neighbor. Okay, if the router A wants to go to router maybe X, okay, so router will go from by asking each router, like router A will ask router B, router B will ask router C will go to D. Like, this is how the communication is happening in the distance vector. So means the information, like, I'm going to depend on the neighbor, dependent on the neighbors. Are you getting now? So this concept is also known as routing by rumor. So many people will ask you in this is also like #3 or 4 interview question. What is routing by rumor? So this same thing is called routing by rumor. So when you are completely dependent on your neighbors to reach the destination is known as routing by rumor, and that is in the distance vector. And when we talk about link state, so when we want to go to router A to router X, so we will have the complete information and we will have the complete information in the database table. So it's like a Google map, guys. Like, if you want to go from one point to another point and if you have many paths, so the best path will be preferred. Yes or no? Right? भाई acknowledge तो कर दो.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the link state knows multiple path route because link state knows the full picture of the topology, full picture of the database. So it means we will have the complete information from source to destination, how I'm going to reach the destination. Because link state runs SPF algorithm, as I told you, SPF, and whenever you run SPF, it is working like a SPF tree. Okay, बहुत लोगों ने कभी सुना भी नहीं होगा. So there is a concept of SPF tree calculation. So if you check what is SPF tree calculation, the router is going to, so it's like this. So whenever you whenever you configure router, maybe router 1 is connected to like this. Okay, like this is your scenario. Okay, so you activated OSPF on this router. So router will make a tree. Okay, so you can see router will make a tree. Like, I am the root, I am the main router. So these two routers are my branches. Okay, and further I have one more router. Further I have one more router. The router is going to build a SPF tree. So when your OSPF has a SPF tree, it knows how to go and it is going to put the best path in the routing table. Okay, so we will have a database. Yes or no? Yes, everyone, come on, tell me.
Yes, sir. We have a database.
Yes, sir.
We will have
Yes, sir.
database.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we will have a database, and on the base of database, router is going to make one SPF tree. He is going to make himself as a root, and he is going to see, okay, this is the tree. I'm a tree like, okay, and that best, when it forms the SPF tree, the best path will be moving to the routing table. So remember that example when I was giving you 1000 routers. Like if we have 1000 routers database, so SPF algorithm is going to take a lot of time. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So that is the concept. We had areas, like when I told you, right? We have areas, so that if you have very big database table, you will take a lot of time to run SPF algorithm, and the tree will be very big also, right? So if you check any router in OSPF, so you can see if we are checking SPF, if this router is running SPF, router will imagine itself as a root, and they all the routers are its branches. Can you see this? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and the best path, it is going to check best path, which is my best path. So router is going to check, okay, so this path may be my best path, and router is going to check the best path with the one thing which is called cost in OSPF. Have you heard about cost earlier?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes,
inverse
sir.
proportional to bandwidth.
Yes. So if you have high bandwidth link, the cost is high or less?
Less.
If you have 1 GB link, the cost will be different. If you have 100 MB link, so cost will be different, right?
Different. Yes, sir.
The formula is 10 to power the 8 and divided by bandwidth. This is the OSPF formula. Okay, if you
Atul
convert
sir,
this like
it depends upon the vendor also, Atul sir.
सर ये
yeah,
डिस्कशन
we are
अभी
talking, we are learning Cisco right now, right?
Okay.
So we are talking about Cisco here.
सर ये
So
डिस्कशन भी रिकॉर्ड हो जाता तो इजी होता हम लोग
हो रहा है. Don't worry, today's session is, we are going live, so that recording is there. Okay, so when we are going to calculate, okay, maybe when we will see 1 GB, we will write in KB. Okay, 1000, 1000. Okay, and we are going to get maybe 10 cost for 1 GB, and we are going to get 100 cost for 100 MB maybe. Okay, you can calculate this. Okay, I think that is enough for today, guys, and we will continue OSPF tomorrow and start learning OSPF. So if you ask me from where should I learn, like you can always check the Cisco website and type OSPF, and you can see there are multiple. You can see IP routing OSPF configuration guide. So here is the document, you should go for it. Okay, and if you want to learn more, okay, I would recommend you to type here juniper.net. Okay, so you can see introduction to OSPF user guide. So these are best documents, even better than books, because it will not. Okay, so you can see lot of documents here in OSPF. So, and always, if you want to crack interview question, okay, so you need to learn many frequently asked question. Okay, you can see frequently asked question. So how does OSPF calculate its metric or cost? हो सकता है ये इंटरव्यू में पूछ लें तुमसे. Okay, so it calculates the formula I told you, 10 to the power of, remember, 10 to power of 8, like 100 divided by 10 MB, you will get your cost. If you want to understand more about cost, you can refer to this link, because this all documents are linked with each other. If you want to go deep dive, it will also help you. So you can see OSPF design guide, it will show you how they calculate the bandwidth. And whenever you get any link, it is going to divide the 10 to power 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 to power 8 divided by bandwidth. So another question may be, like if why algorithm is used by OSPF if equal cost exists. Okay, there are many questions here. Okay, so how often does, so let me check if we have area question. So if we have areas, Yeah, we do not have that type of question, but still it is being asked in interviews. So, but yes, many questions you can uh, check from here also. Like, can we OSPF run on over a GRE tunnel? So the answer to the yes, we can run OSPF on a GRE tunnel.
Yes.
Even the document is there. Okay, so it is a document to show you how OSPF is running in two locations. Okay, so this is what I'm telling you. Like always refer like the way I have told you. Like this is OSPF.
सर लिंक शेयर कर देना.
यार गूगल पे सर्च करना भी सिखाऊं. रुको, let me Google that for you. Okay, this is a website. Okay, go and check this website and type here cisco.com OSPF. ठीक है, मुश्किल है. Okay, so this is the link for you guys. This website is like I am sending you a link and it will help you to how to Google. It will teach you how to Google. Like when people ask you basic question, give this website. दिख रहा है?
सर वाला कौन सा jupiter.in
जूनिपर. अबे
Sony.
जुपिटर पहुंच गए.
Sorry sir.
Okay, so I will share these links, guys. What I'll do, I will paste in your notes. Okay, so I will add these links here. So these are the best documents. Even you read CCNP books, even you read any books, you will always feel like you are lacking in something. So yes, but it will have a lot of information. Maybe you get overwhelmed. ठीक है, तो थोड़ा बहुत लगेगा कि बहुत एडवांस हो रहा है, but still try to learn. So you can see what is the AD value in Cisco of OSPF?
110.
110. So you can see in Juniper, the OSPF default AD value in Juniper is known as default preference. What? Default preference. And the internal AD value, or you can call default preference value in Juniper is 10. And for external routes, the AD value is 150. And what is the OSPF AD value in external routes? Same, 110. In Cisco, we do not have internal and external different AD value, but in Juniper, we do have. Okay, so you can see OSPF uses SPF algorithm, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
It is also known as the Richter algorithm, yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, if you try to read all this, you will understand this is already I have spoken in the class. So OSPF Hello protocol elects a DR. We will talk about DR, BDR. But check this line. The routing device is responsible for sending link state advertisement that describe the network, which reduce the amount of network traffic and the size of routing devices topological databases. Okay, so it's like OSPF three-way handshake. Has anybody thought of this? सुना है कभी?
नहीं सर.
ये किसी बुक में भी नहीं सुने होगे आप कभी. Okay, so three-way handshake is nothing. Router A send hello packet. Router B generates response packet, and router A acknowledge B response. Okay, this is like OSPF three-way handshake creates a topology map for flooding LSA across OSPF enabled links. Means whenever we activate OSPF on the links. तो देखो deep कितने भी चले जाओ, but we do not have to waste our time by learning OSPF for 2 years. So this is the batch. Just learn it properly and make proper notes so that whenever any interview comes, so you can just revise the content and crack it. समझ आ रहा है मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ? So this is the correct time. Okay, you will learn OSPF maybe for your whole life. Okay, maybe not whole life, maybe for next 1 year, 2 year. But this is the right time to make notes when you are taking the live batch. So whatever I am speaking, okay, whatever I'm telling you in the class, so that is also not just my knowledge. I'm sharing my experience also with you. Okay, जितना मैंने पढ़ा है, जितना मैंने काम किया है, so I'm sharing, and you can also share so that we will have a very good resource, so that we will always refer OSPF knowledge. Okay, so there, trust me, guys. After this OSPF BGP MPLS thing, you do not require too much trainings for OSPF BGP. This is the last live class. After that, you just need to refer your notes or maybe just extra thing you need to learn. Okay. So you can see OSPF hello packets, OSPF packet header. So you can see what is inside the packet header of OSPF. So whenever we send OSPF packet, we have version number. Okay, so there are two type of OSPF, version 2 and version 3. Version 2 is for IPv4, version 3 is for IPv6. Correct. So this is a type of packet. What is type of packet? Like there are 5 types of packet: type 0, type 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, like hello packet is one type. Okay, so DBD is another type. LSR, LSU, LSEC, all these are called types of OSPF. So what is the packet length? Okay, what is the router ID? Can you see this router ID? Why router ID is important? Because we are sending in the all the OSPF packets, we send router ID and area ID. Can you see this area ID, router ID?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And there is a checksum. What is checksum? Like if we send any packet, that packet is not having any error. Okay, if any error comes, the checksum value will be different. And when we have different checksum value, the router will not accept. Okay, we will learn authentication. We will learn these things. So you can see under the hello packet now, we will have too many things. Under the DBD, it's like a summary. Link state request is asking for the updates. Okay, so under the link state update, so you can see there are a lot of information here. Can you see this? And all these are, can you see this? RFCs. दिख रहा है?
Yes, sir.
So all these are research papers. जब रिसर्च पेपर ही पढ़ डाला तो उसके बाद लाइफ झिंगा लाला. वाह वाह वाह.
सर चेकसम दोबारा बता दीजिए सर.
RFC means request for comments. That means comments under IETF, right?
Yes. It's like a research paper. It's like in simple words.
If I given any comment on IETF website, then that is RFC comment.
Yeah, so it's basically a draft which is published by John T. Moe, which made, okay, so this is like in 94. So when you actually put a comment, okay, based on your research also. So because many people do PhD in networking, right? Many people do a lot of research. So whenever they do a lot of research, they can submit it to IETF. Okay. So whenever there is a change, whenever they feel like your comment is approved or you are talking a good thing, so then they can check the difference and they can keep updating these. दिख रहा है? So they keep updating the RFCs then. This is what I know. If you know more thing, definitely it's up to you. Okay, you can see the hello protocol. So when you click on 45 page, it will show you about the hello protocol that we are sending hello. So please do not check this, guys. I know many of you are thinking it's very difficult. So what I recommend you, there is one few notes I am going to share with you all. Okay, so we will be sharing with you all lot of stuff which is more important to learn. You do not have to go and do a lot of, like, we will not learn everything. We will learn the important things, okay, which is more important. Okay, so guys, we will be going to have
It's a small
class
question,
tomorrow.
sir. Small question,
Yeah.
last question. We know the /30 means 30 network bits. Why we don't have /31 and /32, sir? This is basic questions I did not understand. Why?
See, 31 we do have. We do have 31, but normally when we use Ethernet technology, the network ID and broadcast ID we need. But when we use a /31, we can use on serial links. Okay, so we can use in Cisco /31 configuration. Let me show you. So we can use /31. That's not a challenge. Just hold on. It will give you a warning, but they will ping. Okay, try to configure 31. Okay, so try to configure 31 and you will see you will be able to ping. मतलब आप ping कर सकते हो, ऐसा कोई challenge नहीं है. So even I can configure this network right now /31, but it will give you warning. Like whenever you get also guys this problem, okay, so it means you need to stop the lab, you need to log out, and then you have to log in. It means session timeout ho chuka hai. Okay, so you need to log in whenever you get that problem.
Sir, what is the difference between OSPF version 2 and 3? Is it
Version 2 is for IPv4, version 3 is for IPv6.
only that, sir?
No, IPv4 is a different protocol, IPv6 is different, right?
No, I'm talking about only the difference between the.
No, there are few LSAs. There are like few more LSAs in IPv6. In IPv4, we have different. So there are few differences. I'm not saying this is the only difference.
Okay.
Yeah, similar to Windows 7 and Windows 10, right, sir?
Oh man, don't give these examples.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Well,
sorry.
Windows 7 also support IPv6. Yeah, who is asking?
Sorry. Yeah, is that the area is similar to autonomous system in EIGRP?
No. In EIGRP, that's completely different. In EIGRP, the autonomous system is like in hello packets, we send AS number. If AS number is matching, then they become the neighbor. Okay, like in OSPF, router ID should be different. Okay, area ID should be same, right? So like EIGRP has its own parameters. When we send EIGRP messages like hello, it checks if the hello is from same AS or not. If it is from same AS, they will become neighbor.
All right. So in OSPF, different. It could be different area number, but they can be still be neighbors.
Yeah, in OSPF, if the process ID is different, right? You are asking about the process ID.
No, the area. If the area is different, they can be still be neighbors.
No, because area ID should match. If I'm putting right now, just check this configuration which I'm doing. I'm going to make this side area 0. The another side I have to give area 0 also. So router port facing each other should be in same area.
So I think it's similar as EIGRP's AS
no,
number.
Sayyad, area is a different thing. I have already taken a 3-hour class today almost. Okay, 2.5, where I have explained why we have areas. OSPF is working on a very different technology. So we can't compare Apple versus orange. Okay, so both are different. Okay, so we should not always, so both are completely different. They are link state protocol. You can compare OSPF with ISIS protocol, but not with the EIGRP.
No, I'm not comparing about the technology. I'm just taking that.
No, even technology is.
No,
even technology is different.
Is different, completely different. That's fine. But I'm just comparing the similar.
Okay, you are trying to relate. You are trying to relate so that you remember. This is what you are saying.
Yeah, exactly. Like
okay,
both are similar. The technology is different. How they can communicate between them.
But in OSPF, see, let me give you one example. See here. If we have area 0 this side 0, okay. But if I put one here, it will also work in OSPF. Yes or no? If I'm going to put this in 1, but when we talk about EIGRP, if we are putting this device in AS0 and this is 0 and this is AS1, this router will not communicate. So areas and autonomous system are completely different. So when you are using AS10, AS0 नहीं होता है, AS1 से start होता है. So AS10, so you need to put this device also in AS10. So when you have 100 routers, you need to put all routers in AS100 or AS10. Okay, so areas and autonomous system are complete different thing. So Krishna, just check here. Okay, so just see here. I'm going to give this 1.0 IP and 255.255.255.254. Okay, can you see this? There is an error.
Mask on non point-to-point interface.
Yeah, just ignore this warning, but I'm showing you. So this is another router FA00, IP address 192.168.1.1, because 1.0 we have given there, right? 254. And let me show you if we will be able to communicate. So ping 192.168.1.1. So what do you think? We will be able to ping?
I think ping. Yeah, ping no. Successful, right?
Okay, so it is okay, so I need to check the version of this router. Okay, I think this router is on very old version. I will change it to some other update, because after 12.2 it started supporting. Okay, you can check with the latest image. It will definitely ping.
Okay.
Okay, try it out and let me know. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, guys. See you all.
सर हेलो
हाँ जी बोलिए.